Hello, today is Sunday the 22nd of June 2025 and I am in Switzerland in Kanton Tessin, and today is my second day of hiking. Yesterday I started in Faido, which is a village that has a train station, and it is along the train line from Zurich to Lugano, but it's not really visible. Not even the valley where it is not visible here. And then yesterday I went up to Campo Tencia. First half of the day was through the forest, and it was quite humid and it was really hot and sticky, and I bypassed the village of Dalpe, and then I got to a bowl which you can actually see the edge of, so that forested valley right there, there's a valley there, and then I climbed up on the edge of that valley into this other valley that doesn't have any trees. It's above the tree line, and there is a cabin called Capanna Tencia there, and I slept there last night. And yesterday it rained, and as I was going up that ridge, like crossing the valley and going up the ridge, there was like lightning all around me, and it was very epic. It felt a little bit like in a movie. And I got to the cabin maybe 30 seconds before the storm started. No, after the storm. So it started raining. I got maybe like 20 seconds of rain on me, which is almost nothing, but I was still drenched from all the sweat and pushing myself, and it was quite humid, so my t-shirt and my pants didn't dry out throughout the day. But anyway, so I slept there. It's very nice. I slept for like 9 hours, so it's very restful. And today the weather is absolutely perfect. You can hear birds chirping. It's just perfect. And this morning I started further up the mountain, and then I spent some time at the lake here. This is called Lake, I think it's called Morghirolo. Yes, Lake Morghirolo. It's 2,167 meters. I spent some time on the shores of the lake, just like lounging and taking in the sun. And to my surprise, there is fish in the lake. And I think this is very unusual for mountain, like alpine lakes, because they're frozen for most of the year. And then even when they're not frozen, there's not that much life in them. So there's not that much stuff for the fish to eat. But there are fish, not big fish, but let's say 10 centimeters, 5 centimeters. Yeah, and then after the lake, I kept climbing. Now I'm here on this spur, and I have to keep going to cross into the next valley over to go to Capanna Leit. So it's gonna be through here, I think. It's not quite clear to me exactly where I cross into the next valley, but I think the trail goes past that rock there, and then it keeps going for like some time. We don't go very high today. We go to 2,460 meters maybe. So it's not very high, but it's a little bit more wild, and you know, such a beautiful day, so I'm gonna take it slow to enjoy the sun. And I tried doing this last year, I think it was October, but we tried doing it with a friend, and we tried doing it but from the other side. We started in a village called Rodi, and we went up to Lago Tremorgio, which is on the other side, and then Capanna Leit. But it was already quite late autumn. It was late October, I think. And although the weather was really nice, it was one of those like dry, warm, but not too warm, if you know what I mean, autumn days. And it smelled a little bit like, you know, dry grass and incoming winter, and it had that kind of it was windy and cold, but if you found like a place in between the rocks on the grass to sit, it was very warm and soothing. So it was that kind of autumn day. But unfortunately in autumn, the days are a little bit shorter, and we would have needed maybe like another at least 3 hours to get to Campo Tencia. So we decided not to do it, and instead we went through Boscobello and went down back into Dalpe and took a bus from there. But so today I'm going, the second part of my day will be also through Boscobello, because I don't want to go down through that trail that ends at Lago Tremorgio, because it's very steep and it's not that pretty. So Boscobello is much nicer. But we're not quite there yet. First I have to get to Capanna Leit. Maybe I eat something there. Like I said, it's not even noon yet, and I'm already almost up on the ridge. So today I'm gonna take it real slow. And yeah, I kind of regret not bringing sandwiches, but because I'm a bit hungry. I had maybe like 2 slices of bread for breakfast and a liter of coffee, and yesterday dinner wasn't that big either. So, and yesterday I also didn't have lunch. So yeah, I'm a little bit hungry, so maybe I eat something at Capanna Leit if they are selling food. But if not, then I can do another 6 hours without eating for sure. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit, just for the sweat on my t-shirt to dry out, because the air is very pleasant and the birds are very nice. And I think I saw some marmots as well, but yeah. And yeah, today is gonna be slow and enjoying the weather. And all that being said, I highly recommend this trail. Very pretty, very mellow also. It's not that hardcore. And I mean, yesterday I got all that lightning. So the storm came over that ridge, and the lightning was really intense. And I felt a little bit like in the Lord of the Rings, you know, like I was going up this ridge line, and then there was like lightning to, not quite to the left and right, but you know, above me to the left and right. And I felt like very epic, like almost like in a movie. But of course I knew that lightning meant that there would be rain. So I wasn't really enjoying it, because I was a little bit stressed out to get to the cabin before the storm starts. But it was still very memorable, and it's not one of those things that, you know, you easily capture on video. So it's one of those experiences that you just have to live through. Okay, that being said, thanks for bearing with me, and as always, see you later. Bye bye.